So, Congress has been on this 5-week vacation that they take through all of August and the first week of September. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. This was originally set up because they didn't have air conditioning in the buildings in D.C., so it was very hot, and it gave them a chance to go home and talk to the people and really mix it up and do town hall meetings and catch up on summer reading. That's actually on Congress's website as one of the things that they do.
Don't read.
They can't read,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you get the new version?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So as we speak right now, they're actually still on vacation. So even though this is all going on with Congress right now, Obama nor Boehner, I can't remember, Boehner. I'm calling him Boehner for now. They haven't called them back officially, even though this whole war thing's going down. But what I found fascinating about this is that the Democratic and Republican leaders, they actually hand out toolkits to the members of Congress to go home that instruct them on how to behave when they go home and have to deal with their constituents. They're now focusing on small gatherings because remember a couple of years ago with Obamacare that the town halls got out of control and they were being yelled at and had to answer questions, and that's not what they're in business for. That they should do more on Facebook and Twitter and things like that. What does it say about our political system that the leaders of the parties have to give out instructions to Congress to go home to their constituents, that they can't just do it they can't even spend 5 weeks at home with their own people and know how to act. They need toolkits.
Too scary. I need
So
a how-to guide, how to talk to these people. They want to talk to me and interact with me. It's terrifying. And they are terrifying, as evidenced by 2009 and all. But you have to. It's your job. Talk to the humans.
Yeah. Is there anything more terrifying than an 80-year-old woman yelling at you about in front of a group of people? And
No.
No, actually, no. Yeah.
I'm not going to jump on Congress for this as much. Well, I'm going to do it equally, because those people who went to those hearings are batshit crazy. And like there's a different world out there now, and it's true it's what my overwhelming sympathy for Obama is. My frustration with him outweighs my sympathy with him for him. But he's got a party in there, and we get so wrapped up sometimes in what he's doing or lack of what he's not doing. But he's got a party there that is impossible to deal with. Yeah. They're nuts, and then those guys go home, and you realize partly why they're nuts is they just get screamed at for stuff that they can't, challenge his birth certificate, challenge this, challenge the defund. You can't defund Obamacare. It got passed, man.
Right.
So I don't know. I wouldn't want to go home for 5 weeks and sit through those. They're pointless. They're a giant waste of time. They're for show to say, look, here I am mixing with people, but you're not. Go to diners every day. You want to talk to voters. Figure out some other way in your district to go to the assembly line and talk to guys as they're working or on their lunch break. But these are for show, and they ended up having vitriolic, angry, sometimes racist, screaming at them. In some ways, I felt moderately sympathetic to some of those right-wing Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, especially when it was happening a couple of years ago because of Obama. It was crazy and it was racist, and you're right. It's just a lot of people yelling, and then, of course, because of the news cycle, one crazy thing gets picked up, and someone's making fun of McCain, and he has to say something. Okay, fine. But don't you think now, with exactly what's happening right now, they are home still. Shouldn't they be doing this and answering questions about the war? I mean, you still think no matter what, it's just show?
I think they should be explaining themselves. I mean, look, we campaign in the television age. They can reach their viewers. They can reach their voters.
Facebook and Twitter, it's in the kit.
Right, and the kit's embarrassing, right? But we know, but of course these guys need it. I mean, some of these guys are not,
so brand new.
They're super dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, we know, I think most of Congress is pretty bright. I think a lot of them, I don't even know, I used to think a lot of them are in it for the right reasons. But a lot of them are just, you can see by talking to them, they're just dumb. They don't have a sophisticated worldview. They don't think things through. So they need a kit.
So they need the kit. Can we take away the vacation? Do you think that they deserve, who else gets a 5-week vacation?
There's air conditioning now. There's air conditioning now.
Central air, they have it.
And if you're going to make it about then it's not vacation, it's about reconnecting with the people, then you have to get over it and try to reconnect with the people. And you have to move. What are we now? We're never going to do it because we got scared a couple of years ago and it was scary and uncomfortable. It's scary and uncomfortable. I would love to see more people.
Scary and uncomfortable.
Right.
We're doing that again.
Exactly. Why not? One more time.
Yeah.
So it needs to be, and I would just love to see them, maybe they need a toolkit on how to deal with crazy people in a strong, effective way where it is shut down. Because I feel like so many of them, when birthers or these people would come at them, would get uncomfortable and not want to say, no, that's insane.
Yeah.
He's not a citizen of Kenya. He does have and wouldn't shut it down appropriately. And so it kept, I don't know, am I crazy?
No, listen, so is the real problem here that because of the way the system works, that we can't really get good people to become politicians anymore. So then you get these sort of dullards, especially in Congress, and then they don't want to talk to their people because they really don't know the issues. I would venture to say that there's some crazy percentage of congressmen that don't even understand the basic functions of the branches of government or the names of simple foreign leaders.
Or what government agencies do, and government
They
agencies
can't even name government agencies. Look at Rick Perry.
Want to close down, and then an ALEC meets every whenever the hell they meet, and they tell everybody in every legislature how to act, and those guys, every one of those guys is, eventually that's who makes up the Republican wing of Congress. And I'm not. This is no great celebration of many Democrats either, but. Yeah, and obviously, when you get back to it, it all comes down to getting money out of politics, and because the real issue isn't whether they take 5 weeks off to go home, which was the idea in the first place. I mean, that's really why it's there, is that this wouldn't be a Congress that was there 50 weeks a year in session in Washington. The real issue is that the health care bill was written by insurance companies, and that every other bill that we have is, and the banking business and the Wall Street wrote the banking reform law. That's why these guys don't understand it. They don't have to understand it. They have corporate interests writing the laws that now govern the rest of the 300 million
crazy
of us.
Progressives turning against Obama. It's just something.
I'm still largely sympathetic to him because, as I said, I don't know what he's supposed to do with these guys. I literally don't know what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's been unsuccessful. I got that, but I don't know what he's supposed to do.
And that's the irony of the situation. Why I started. That the idea that he's now going to approve a war from a group that has 15% approval, only in America would that make sense, even though that's what he should do.